Russ's 2024 album Wild is a genre blending, emotionally charged project that continues his independent ethos while showcasing his growth as a songwriter, producer, performer. It's another strong chapter in Russ's catalog, balancing that independent swagger he's known for with a little bit deeper emotional core. In 2020, Russ became fully independent and he completed his deal with Columbia Records. So this right here is gonna be his I guess it marks his sixth studio album. And yeah, just released over his own label there, Demon. The album blends traditional hip hop, got some R&B in there, some alternative sounds. There's some acoustic influences. Of course, he self-produced most of these tracks as usual, maintaining his signature like do-it-yourself sound. But he is expanding on some of the sonic palette that you experience on this project. There's a richer a richer arrangement and the vocals, the layering. He's showing some evolution in his whole producing chops. So he's shout out to him for that. The project goes through a couple different themes, self-awareness and growth. You're thinking like tracks like trying and moving. These tracks wrestle with personal evolution, balancing ego and accountability, solitude and connection. He even goes into on tracks like Worried and Tell Me Who. In this one, you find an artist that is caught between who he is and who others need him to be. He is feeling, yeah, sometimes where he's talking about like feels like he can't show up for people, like knowing boundaries, right? Knowing your own boundaries and stuff. He covers love, even love and loss in this thing. There's that track, Crazy. Um, that one's weird because it kind of like threads between supporting a partner that you kind of like, but you still you kind of know you're misaligned with. So it's talking about how you like showing up for somebody who like doesn't reciprocate that thing. I that for me that is that's the biggest red flag for me is that it's unrequited affection, love, attention, whatever you want to call it. But you put in the effort in any relationship, it could be friendship, familial, romantic, and it's like you put in that effort and it's not reciprocated. There's other people that like, fine, you easily brush it off and you're like, whatever, doesn't matter to me. You're more detached, but it's just a dynamic of who I am. And is that if I'm reaching out and I am I'm trying to make connection, intentionally trying to make connection, but I don't see the effort on the other person's part. And, it don't have to be equal. I'm not saying it has to be, because I might be extra, maybe, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, I really value friendships and I really value the relationships that I choose to be in. Um, because I've dismissed relationships. I've broken up with friends, just like, hey, you know, this relationship, for me, got we can't do this anymore. Um, more power to you. Go do your thing. Go be great. But away from me. Go do it over there. Um, but being in a relationship where like you getting that unrequited, what I mean, that where it's not being returned, you're not, nobody's filling your cup and that thing. I have a short kind of like bandwidth for that. I find it lazy. I find it lazy. There's um Couple of other tracks, Pin Up in a Penthouse. These joints right here are like just confident feeling, unapologetic. User Guide is another one on that joint. Russ is reflecting on um, just being independent, being self-made, self-funded, unfiltered. He has a track, he has a bar on there like feel how you feel. Just hit
This
the
is
subscribe
culturally
button. Right?
inappropriate.
He does a
This is
lot of stuff on like on
culturally
YouTube and these
inappropriate.
independent spaces that he's got to maintain his ethos, right? Listen to this joint. This joint says what is this track? I think it's on User Guide. He goes, Deep Sorrow. Is it User Guide? Which one is that? I forgot it was the opening track to this joint. And he goes, Deep Sorrow on a private jet to Teterboro. The only thing better than me is me tomorrow. I used to eat Sbarro. Food court was a luxury. Yo, food court was a luxury. That Panda Express? That Panda Express at the mall? What? So wait, I not only get to go to a movie, but I also could get some Panda Express? Luxury, bruh. That joint was busting. So it's like, wow. Uh Now I might go and fly to Budapest just because I'm hungry. Bruh. Talk about standing on your like, yo, I don't celebrating your wins. Celebrating your wins. Now I not casually, I'm just gonna fly to Budapest just because I'm hungry. He pronounces Hungary, but just because I'm hungry, right? That wordplay there. Very, very, very clever stuff. Gold cutlery. Man, let me just read it how he says it. Okay, here you go. Deep sorrow on a private jet to Teterboro. The only thing better than me is me tomorrow. I used to eat Sbarro. Food court was luxury. Now I might go and fly to Budapest just because I'm hungry. Gold cutlery. My maids gotta hand wash them. Used to send emails like, hey, I'm the future, like Sam Altman. Now flights feel like an Uber ride. How'd I beat the game without looking at the user guide? Now flights feel like an Uber ride. There's a bar because Sam Altman was one of these early investors in Uber. He put like 100K or something like that in Uber, thinking like, yo, this is gonna be the future. Like, yo, I'm the future. This is gonna be the future of like of quote unquote car ownership. It's like it's an alternative to people who don't want to own a car, right? So you don't want to own a car, but like every once in a while you need a car. So why pay like the monthly payment of like $700 a month when you only need like, bruh, I like that car sits in that parking lot so long, whether you're at home and how long you're just sitting outside in that parking lot, or if you're at work. So you think about like you go to the grocery store, that's a 5 minute drive. You go to work, maybe that's an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Yeah, you do that every day. But among the hours that you're not using that vehicle and it's in there like, and you gotta pay that 600, $800 a month. Imagine you're those people, one of those people that don't really go nowhere. Let's say you work from home and that car just, you don't gotta commute. So that car probably gets used a couple hours a week, but you still paying that 600, 700, $500 a month. The amount of times that you might use an Uber to do those same activities, it may end up costing you 130 bucks, 150, maybe 200. You splurging at the end of that month. Like ain't no car payment you ain't getting a car payment $200 a month these days, bro. Not for something nice. Not for something nice. You know what I mean? I don't come with like some maintenance, right? That's gonna freaking jack up the price for you anyways, because you got to take that bitch to the shop all the time. And so Sam Altman was like, "Yo, this is the future of the thing," and like, and so this is what Russ is just he's in his bag on this. He's like, "I used to write emails like, yo, I'm the future. Pay attention to me. You might want to tap in now, early." And he just took that shit and ran with it, bro. And um, he explains the album title "Wild" being the representation of something that is still evolving, that has grown, that is ready to journey and explore the great outdoors, what's like open up the aperture of what it's possible. Like I've done all this stuff and I have built this. I'm a sturdy foundation. Where else can I take my life? Where else can I take my career? What is my next project? What's the next challenge out there to conquer? Because he's clearly conquered rap, especially being independent, and he does shows and there's like they're sold out, they're packed, and he's doing this all himself, his own production company. I mean, Kendrick is venturing off in that with PG Lane now. Shout out to him and hope and they're mad creative over there, and they are um real urgent and locked in on this hip hop stuff, and they want to be in terms of authentic hip hop. So I know they're gonna be fine. And Russ has been doing this for a long time, and he is still putting out bangers like this project. Even like look at the artwork for this thing. I saw him on an interview, and he has like merch and everything like that, and like it could even be a fashion line if you wanted to, like just selling the hoodies or something like that. It's got this horse on there. It's a very like crude drawing of a horse. I think it's a horse, like a wild horse, and it's simple. There's a white background. That white background, I see like when I'm thinking about art, and there's a white background in art. Um, it is a sort of thing that the artist is allowing the unknown. That's kind of the way of saying like the unknown. So it's a creative, it's something, there's nothing drawn there yet. You could draw something there. You could create something there. This horse could end up with wings and he's flying and there's clouds in that white space if you wanted to. Or it could be this horse just lost in the woods and there's like it's raining and in hail and he's trying to find shelter. You could turn that white background into whatever. You could turn it into um an oasis, but he's like looking back, kind of like in the Bible with like was it Saul's wife? Saul's wife, Saul? His wife turned to Saul. Whose wife was that? Um, Let me know in the comments. I forgot whose wife that was, but the wife turned into a pillar of salt because she's looking back. And so it could be a warning, like, don't look back. But like that canvas is blank and it could be whatever you want. That's very meaningful. And it just says wild. And the I in wild is an exclamation point. It's interesting that it's an exclamation point because it's like the album itself is not very hype. But it could be like I'm excited about what is, you know, once I stop looking back and this is my album, I'm looking back. The next thing I'm gonna be staring squarely into the present, into the future, and that's gonna be the next project. I think. Maybe I'm maybe I'm what do they call it? Tilting windmills? Or I forgot how that saying goes. But he's reflective on this joint, but he's comfortable in it. He's comfortable into venturing into the unknown. He's been doing this. Like he says in this joint, he said, how I beat the game without looking at a user guide. And so if you made it this far in the game as Russ has made it without looking at a user guide, you gotta be excited about what's to come next. This project is introspective. It allows him, give him some space to indulge in what he's created. But he is ready to explore that creative wilderness, that emotional wilderness. And I'm here to whatever Russ has next. He did an interview with Apple Apple Music, with Ebro and them, and it was the best interview I've heard on their show. I mean, they don't do a lot of interviews, but like he is just so comfortable in his skin and to just be authentic and honest the way he is about himself, about the game, about what he's looking, he's reflecting on the art and how other people are interpreting it and if they're taking it serious or not. Like he's human and it comes through in his music. This project Wild is a must listen. And if you haven't listened to Russ before, and this is your first, like, welcome. This is a good one to jump in on.